Hey guys, this is Antenna Oracle back with a reading here. We're going to be opening up a new series going over the different dynamics between the different signs. So different love readings for water and earth today. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and we're going to be looking at Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I figured this would be a good way to get more content on the channel to help it grow. So if you guys do enjoy these, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. With that, I also am going to be doing the bi-weekly readings for each individual sign as well. So with that being said, there's going to be 7 cards from each deck across the top. We will do headspace, heart space, likely outcome. Headspace, heart space, likely outcome, and then the middle row will be the dynamic between the two as the likely combined outcome, as kind of what they can expect to see throughout the coming weeks. I'm still trying to keep these videos shorter. I'm hoping that I can get this all in within, the 15-minute range, but if not, it may just be a bit longer just because we're doing more cards, So I'm going to include my PayPal. I still have yet to make a new one for this channel, but I'm going to include the PayPal for my other channel. So if you guys would like to donate to the channel to help get better equipment for better readings, just better production value all around, I will leave the link in the description there for you to use. With that being said, I have pre-prayed, pre-shuffled. I do not read reversals. So under the headspace for the water sign, I'm looking at the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups. So this talks about this idea of passion and the soulmate connection here between this earth sign and water sign. So again, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then the connection being with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? So we have this idea, this new start, this new passion, this new inspiration that's been in their head as far as this connection here. And this is very much like a romantic connection. They definitely see the counterpart here as someone that's very desirable. However, under the heart space, we have Judgment and the Knight of Pentacles. This talks about them in their heart currently really realizing that they need to go through a lot of spiritual growth still. And this could be growth in their path, whatever their soul mission or soul purpose is, that they're still going through this process of, awakening, rising, and taking on this path in order to be the best person that they can here. And in this, we have the likely outcome being that we have the High Priestess and the King of Wands showing up. And this speaks that they're using their intuition, they're using their guidance, and they may be coming across a bit hidden in doing this. But with their intuition, this is really opening up their passion and their pursuit of this. So the offer in their heart space may be a little bit prolonged as to before they can proceed forward and offer out this connection with their counterpart here, their earth sign. Okay, underneath the headspace for the earth sign, we have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. This talks about this desire of passion, lust, romance, really being on hold right now. Like it's there, they're thinking about it. So if we have cross watchers, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio interested in this, there's definitely the idea of a romantic connection. There's definitely some attraction here, but it looks like it's being held back. They're trying to keep it under wraps here. And the reason that we have this going on in their heart space, it looks like there's been some conflict, there's been some battles, and this could be internal battles or even battles amongst one another, arguments, things like that. And they're trying to use their intuition to really figure out this entire situation. And because of this, it looks like the heart may be kind of a bit on hold at the moment. There is a sign of new birth here coming in, and new ideas being present, but we have the High Priestess showing up on both sides. So both sides are really kind of like, hey, I really need to think about this. I really need to follow what I'm hearing inside my head and following this path. And right now, it just may not be the correct timing. The Eight of Swords with the Two of Swords here. We have this idea of them really having the earth sign really being in a place where they're kind of feeling stuck. And to me, this is emotionally stuck. And they're trying to decide whether or not it is the right time to open the gates and move past this. They know intuitively that they're being reserved and that they're holding back, and whether or not that is the right move for them. It is a choice that they have to make on whether or not the dynamic for themselves is to open up and move past this self-limiting system, this prison that they've had in place for themselves. Is it time? Is it time to move into the emotional sector and allow that to open up? And that's really the place they're at. It's a choice for them, whether or not they want to open the door and see what's going on in this connection. If you guys would like me to lay out all the cards beforehand, please feel free to leave a comment here. I have no problem with it. I just feel like a lot of people like to see that shuffling's actually happening, how the cards are selected, things like that, just so they know that they're getting like a legit reading, and it's not just like pre-laid out or anything like that. But I am totally open to suggestions, and it would definitely be something that would cut down on some time. So if that's something that's a concern of yours, you don't really enjoy watching 15-20 minute videos, definitely understandable, and I can start doing that. I have no problems with that. All right, for the water sign, the more futuristic outlook and how things are going to be moving into the headspace here for the water sign. We have the King of Pentacles showing up, as well as the Seven of Pentacles. So this talks about them realizing that they really need to step, the water sign really needs to step more into this place of growth and really having their finances unlock. And with that, they're moving into a place where they're starting to see the harvest from all their past energies really coming in. It's not quite ready to be picked. However, in this Seven of Pentacles versus the traditional one, where it's more like they're tending, it's like some of the fruit's starting to be ready, and you can see these actually harvest one of them. So it's not like everything has to be ready all at once. It's just like the slow process where things are starting to play out, and they're starting to see the fruits of their labor, right? Under the heart space, we have the moon, and then we have the star card showing up here. So after this kind of, spiritual growth and following their spiritual path so they can make this, long, stable offer over to this counterpart, this earth sign counterpart, there's been a bit of confusion in the heart space. Is this person even interested? Is this person, even aware that this is how I feel, how things are going on? And yet they're still having hope. So it's kind of like a blind faith kind of hope. To me, this almost reads across like the Fool, because it's like this leap of faith, that they can't see everything before they're making their move. They're just having faith in the entire process and kind of enjoying the journey of this, following the spiritual path and really finding their own passion here. With that, they're in a place where they understand that this may take some time, and because of that, they are willing to fight the battle, and they're kind of at this place where they're like tired, but yet they're still willing to go one more round. They're still willing to keep doing the work that's needed and really having the strength that's required of them to complete this, because they understand how important their goal and their mission is in order to accomplish what it is in this connection here. So if you're an earth sign looking at a water sign and you're kind of curious as to what's going on, really, they're in a place, what you're most likely going to see is that they're trying to use their intuition to follow their passion, and that even if they are coming across as a little bit guarded, they're just going through this battle so they can actually get to you. You know, they're going through the struggle of it so that they can make a stable offer to you, and it's requiring a lot of strength from them. For the earth sign here, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So this to me reads as like a lot of conflict in the head for the earth signs here. There is this understanding that they need to work on themselves and continuing to work on themselves, but they're almost having to fight back their urges and their desires. And this is causing a bit of chaos into their path as to what they want, you know. And I believe this is why we have this choice here. I'm trying to figure it out because part of them, you know, wants this desire, this passion, this lust, this, you know, romance and everything like that. And then, you know, the other part of them is like, I need to keep working on myself. I'm not quite ready for that. And this is what's really leading into a lot of chaos. It's a back and forth battle for them. Under the heart space, we have the Page of Cups and then the Knight of Cups showing up. So there is this desire, though, for them to have this like really genuine heart-to-heart communication and, you know, lead in with an offer of emotions and saying, hey, you know, to me this almost reads like, I'm not ready to date you, but I want to hang out. I want to get to know you. If we went on dates that maybe weren't dates or whatever, you know, to further this dynamic, that's something I could be interested in. That's really how I'm reading it. It's like, I want to date you, or I want to go on dates, I want the romance, but if we could just not completely go down that road all the way just yet, because I still have work I need to do. That's kind of the feeling. With this choice here on the likely outcome, we have them pulling back, though, and in this, we're seeing them going internal to reflect on what it is they desire, because they realize that their isolation, emotionally anyways, has been done by themselves. There's nothing that's holding them back other than themselves. And they're reflecting on whether or not they're ready to be a completed project and open the door for somebody to come in and see what they've been working on. You know, it's like they've been working on themselves for a good period of time here to make themselves into, you know, this perfect image for their counterpart. And they're now taking the time to reflect internally as to whether or not they're ready for someone to essentially see them, you know, in all their naked beauty, or of all that they are. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Five of Cups, and the High Priestess as the likely outcome between the two of them. So to me, this talks about the Earth side over here, really looking at needing to have the home life in balance before they can proceed forward. And this may be causing them to dwell a bit on whether or not this connection can happen. Whether or not this is just the Earth sign dwelling or the water sign dwelling. I feel like this may actually be like the water sign going like, hey, you know, is this connection even ever going to happen, because this person is constantly focused on self-growth? Is this something that I'm just better off moving to a different connection, potentially? And there's a bit of remorse about how things have played out in the past, and kind of, to me, it's like, why didn't things just happen, you know, naturally? You know, when you're talking about things naturally playing out or what have you, if the Earth sign's been sitting here, you know, blocking connections or blocking emotional advancement, that's not a natural dynamic. That's, you know, quite the opposite, right? So this talks about using the intuition to really figure this out on both sides of the table here. So both sides need to go internally and say, is this really the kind of connection that we want to have? And not necessarily should we be together, but is this how we want our relationship dynamic to play together? And you know, follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow your wisdom and guidance. You know, if you're feeling like in the moment, hey, maybe I'm supposed to be going on dates, maybe I'm supposed to, let this connection grow a bit more. Don't get in your own way, Earth sign. And also at the same time, water signs, you guys need to really continue down this path, because this home life balance and abundance is definitely something that's important, and it's going to drive and attract in the connection between the two. So use your intuition, follow your passion, water signs. And earth signs, it looks like to me you guys are good enough, for what your connection is. If this person's going to love you, they're going to love you exactly for who you are, flaws and all. So I hope this has been helpful. This is Tentacle Oracle signing out. If you've been looking for guidance, this is it.